There is a stretch of land on the West Coast where you can buy 5 acres for under $15,000. Install solar panels, drill a well, live completely off-grid with property taxes under $200 a year. This is not abandoned wasteland. It is surrounded by mountains and forests, and nobody told you it existed. While everyone assumes the West Coast means million-dollar homes and impossible regulations, there are pockets where people are living free, literally. If you have ever searched off-grid land at midnight while your spouse was asleep and felt your heart sink at California prices, you are not alone. Like this video if that is you. Subscribe because this channel finds places that do not show up on mainstream real estate sites. Comment below which state you are considering. We are counting down 7 regions where off-grid living is not just possible, but affordable. One has no building permit requirements for owner-built homes. Another has something I have never seen anywhere else. Free geothermal heating. And one region is so remote your nearest neighbor might be a herd of elk. Think you know West Coast real estate? Let us see if you are ready for prices that sound like they are missing a zero. Number 7. Siskiyou County, California. Siskiyou is the California that Californians forget exists. So far north that Oregon feels closer than Los Angeles. 44,000 people spread across 6,000 square miles, fewer than 8 people per square mile. Mount Shasta dominates the landscape. The Trinity Alps are nearby, and you can buy raw land for prices that would get you a parking spot in San Francisco. Median home price is around $275,000. Raw land runs $2,000 to $8,000 per acre, depending on access and water. Property taxes average 0.73%. You are not here to climb a ladder. You are here because you are done climbing. California forgot about this place. It is 5 hours from San Francisco and 4 hours from Sacramento. Population has declined since 2010, meaning less competition and motivated sellers. Solar potential is strong at over 5 kilowatt hours per day. And while California has a reputation for regulations, unincorporated Siskiyou is surprisingly flexible for owner-builders. But water can be tricky. Some areas have excellent well potential, others are dry. Research parcel by parcel. Winters bring 4 to 6 feet of snow in mountain areas. The nearest major hospital is in Redding, just over an hour to the south. For routine care, there are clinics closer, but if you need a cardiologist or specialist, that drive becomes part of your life. A woman homesteading near McLeod wrote that Siskiyou is California's last frontier. She heats with wood and powers her home with solar. Her monthly expenses are under $400. Her sister thought she was crazy. Now her sister is looking at the lot next door. It is 7 in the morning. Coffee on your porch. Mount Shasta pink from sunrise. The only sound is wind through pines. Monthly expenses, including property tax, just hit $380. Then your daughter calls from San Diego asking when you are visiting the grandkids. That is a 10-hour drive now. Every choice has a price. The question is whether you are paying it in dollars or in distance. Number 6. Harney County, Oregon. Let me start with the math that made a retired couple from Portland finally pull the trigger. 40 acres for $12,000. A well cost $8,000. A solar system, $15,000. Total investment, $35,000. Now they live on Social Security alone and actually save money every month. The wife was skeptical for 2 years. She wanted to know about doctors and groceries and whether she would go crazy from the quiet. They visited in February when it was -4 degrees. She said yes anyway. That is Harney County, Oregon, the least populated county in the state. 7,000 people in 10,000 square miles. 0.7 people per square mile. Burns has about 2,700 residents. The landscape is sagebrush rangeland, rimrock canyons, and more sky than you have ever seen. Median home price is around $190,000. Raw land runs as low as $500 per acre for remote parcels. Cost of living is 18% below the national average. Oregon's relaxed building codes let you build owner-occupied dwellings without licensed contractors. Solar potential is excellent, but the isolation is real. Burns is 2 hours from Boise, 3 hours from Bend. Winter drops to minus 20 degrees. Summer hits 100 degrees. The nearest Costco is a 3-hour pilgrimage. If your grandkids want to visit, they are flying into Boise and you are driving 2 hours to get them. The wife wrote a follow-up 8 months later. She sleeps better than she has in 30 years. Her husband and she actually talk again because there is nothing else competing for attention. When the grandkids come, they think they live in a national park. They are right. What would you do with an extra $2,000 a month and complete silence? That is the real question, is it not? Number 5. Okanogan County, Washington. I need to tell you about the fires first. The 2014 Carlton Complex fire burned over 250,000 acres in Okanogan County. Families lost homes. The valley filled with smoke for weeks. Insurance rates have never recovered. If you move here, you will have a go bag packed from June through October. You will watch evacuation maps, and you will learn to read wind patterns. Still interested? Good. Because what remains after you accept that reality is one of the most beautiful, affordable places on the West Coast. Okanogan sits in north-central Washington with 42,000 people across 5,000 square miles. The Cascades form the western boundary, and Canada is the northern border. Here is why prices make sense. Seattle money cannot get here easily. The drive takes over 4 hours through mountain passes that close in winter. That geographic barrier keeps prices human. Median home price is around $320,000. Raw land ranges from $3,000 to $15,000 per acre. Washington has no state income tax, which helps retirees on pensions or IRA withdrawals. The Metho Valley has an established off-grid community. Solar is viable. Someone who built near Twisp wrote that the Metho is paradise, if you can make peace with fire season. His wife was terrified when they moved. Now she checks fire maps every morning and she knows every evacuation route by heart. It became routine, like checking the weather anywhere else. 10 acres in a mountain valley, a creek through your property, deer in your meadow. Cost of living is half of Seattle. Your spouse stopped worrying about retirement lasting. Then August comes. Smoke fills the valley. You check the map and see a fire 15 miles to the northeast, moving in the other direction. You text your kids before they see the news and panic. You have done this 4 summers now. It is just August. Number 4. Mojave Desert, California. This one requires a different conversation. The Mojave is not about convincing your spouse the land is beautiful. It is harsh. Joshua trees and creosote and sun that does not negotiate. Summer temperatures exceed 115 degrees Fahrenheit for weeks. This is about sitting down with a calculator and realizing the numbers are so impossible that everything else becomes secondary. 5-acre parcels, $3,000 to $7,000. That is not a typo. Property taxes on raw land under $100 annually. Some parcels $73 a year in California. The Mojave works for off-grid because of one thing: sun. More than 6 kilowatt hours per square meter per day. Your solar panels will produce more power than almost anywhere in America. The off-grid community is real. Groups near Joshua Tree and Wonder Valley have homesteaded since the 70s. But here is the truth. Water must be hauled or wells drilled deep and expensive. You need serious infrastructure, shade structures, water storage, and backup power. The nearest hospital is 90 minutes away. This is engineering a life where permanent settlement was not intended. A man off-grid near California City for 8 years has 10 acres that cost $5,000. His solar produces more than he needs. He has 3,000 gallons of water storage and plans summer around avoiding midday heat. His wife lasted 2 summers, then moved to Phoenix near her sister. He visits her in August and September. They made it work, but it took creativity. That is the honest answer. The savings are real. The lifestyle requires total commitment from both of you, or a creative arrangement most people do not consider. But $73 yearly in California property taxes. Let that sit for a moment. Number 3. Klamath County, Oregon. Remember how I said one place has free heating? Klamath County sits on the California border. 68,000 people live there. Klamath Falls is the main town. Crater Lake National Park is an hour north. High desert meets pine forest with over 200 sunny days annually. Here is what makes Klamath different from everywhere else on this list. The ground is hot. Klamath Falls sits on geothermal resources. The city heats buildings and sidewalks with hot water piped from underground. Private wells can tap this too. Free heating, not reduced cost, free. The hot water comes from the earth. Median home price is around $250,000. Land costs range from $5,000 to $12,000 per acre. You get Oregon's relaxed building codes, California's sunshine, and prices neither state typically offers. Wells are straightforward. It is 30 minutes from California if you need Costco. But Klamath has struggled economically. The 2001 water crisis devastated farming. Downtown still shows scars. Half of the storefronts are empty. The population is older and not growing. Winter is cold, with temperatures below freezing from November through March. A retiree from Sacramento bought 20 acres with a cabin for $180,000. He has not fully tapped the well, solar, and geothermal potential. His heating bill last winter was $200 total. Next winter, it was $0. His wife worried the town would be too quiet. They joined a hiking group and a bridge club within the first month. The retiree community here wants the same things. Some places you choose despite the town. Klamath you might choose because of it. A woman moved from the Bay Area at 57 years old. She was divorced and skeptical. She bought 20 acres for $90,000 in the hills south of Garberville. She did not know solar panels, rainwater catchment, or food preservation. Her adult kids thought she was having a breakdown. 15 years later, she wrote that Humboldt is off-grid with training wheels. The community here knows how to do this. Neighbors taught her rainwater systems, solar system sizing, and food preservation. She showed up knowing nothing, and they treated her like a student, not an outsider. Her 20 acres would cost $180,000 now, but the knowledge network is priceless. That is what makes Humboldt different. You are not pioneering. The community has been here since the 70s. The infrastructure exists. The knowledge exists. Coastal Humboldt is expensive. Go inland to Garberville, Redway, and the hills of southern Humboldt. Redwood forests, rivers, and steep terrain kept developers away for decades. Rural parcels range from $150,000 to $300,000 for improved properties. Raw land can be $8,000 to $20,000 per acre. Rainfall is 60 to 80 inches annually. You can catch enough water to never need a well. The growing season is long, but roads are rough and remote. Fire and mudslide risks are real. Healthcare means driving to Eureka or Arcata. The local culture is specific, not conservative, not conventional. If that matters to you or your spouse, it is worth a visit before committing. The woman added that her daughter visited with her grandchildren last summer. They learned gardening, mushroom identification, and creek swimming. Her daughter cried when leaving and told her, "Mom, I finally understand why you did this." It took 8 years, but she got it. Number 1. Josephine County, Oregon. Remember Siskiyyou's brutal winters with 6 feet of snow? Harney dropping to -20? Okanogan requiring fire evacuation prep every summer? Josephine County looked at all that and said, what if we skip the hard parts? Mild winters rarely drop below freezing. Warm summers without extreme heat. More than 200 sunny days, and a growing season that exceeds 200 days. Fire risk exists, but it is lower than Okanogan. Snow is rare. The Rogue River runs through, and the Siskiyou Mountains provide a scenic backdrop. The California border is 20 minutes south. Medford Airport is 45 minutes away with regular flights. Grandkids can visit without a 3-day production. 88,000 people live in the county. Grants Pass has 39,000, a functioning small city with groceries, doctors, and restaurants. Drive 15 minutes outside, and land prices become something else entirely. Median home price is around $360,000. Rural land runs $5,000 to $15,000 per acre. Property taxes are 0.88%. Building codes in unincorporated areas are relaxed for owner-builders. Solar potential is strong. Water rights follow Oregon domestic use exemptions. A couple from the Bay Area bought 15 acres for $75,000. They built their cabin with solar panels and a well. Property taxes were $600 per year. Their cost of living dropped 60%. The wife worried about distance from their son in Portland. It is a 4-hour drive. He visits more now than when they lived 40 minutes away in traffic. Turns out people like visiting mountain cabins more than suburban condos. 15 acres of oak and madrone. The Rogue River is 20 minutes away. Solar produces a surplus. The well provides clean water. Property taxes are under $50 per month. The coast is a day trip. Skiing is 90 minutes away. Your spouse stopped asking if retirement will last because the math says yes with room to spare. August still brings fire risk. The local economy relies on tourism and timber. The town leans libertarian, which appeals to some and concerns others. But compare the trade-offs to other places on this list, and the math looks less like compromise and more like an answer. These 7 regions prove off-grid. West Coast living is not fantasy. It is logistics with solutions. The land exists. Prices are real. Trade-offs are honest. It feels like discovering places you never knew existed. Subscribe, because this channel finds what real estate ignores. Comment which region surprised you most. Your move.